Hail Swabbies, it's your Cappy. So, when I first recorded this next fight, which I absolutely love by the way, I struggled with the balance between commentating and allowing for cinematic license, and it was boring, so this marks the first time I'm re-commentating over an episode. I'm going to kind of preserve the quality of the scene for the first section, but once the fight really gets into swing, I'm going to actually start some commentation and talking about the fight and the characters again. Alright, here we go. Noiga Zina Zieberzom. Now the chosen time has come. Exchange this world for Magus. It's that stupid frog. Kissed any princesses lately? I rather enjoy this form, and I oweth it all to you. I have something for you. Ha, the Masamoon. I bet you're just dying to use it. The black wind begins to blow. Okay, give me your best shot. If you're prepared for the void. Alright, so I really enjoy this particular boss fight. Magus is probably one of my favorite villains, Mick, ever. And it's unfortunate because I didn't realize that until I started playing this game again, how much I really love this character. I think he's awesome. You know, we've spent all of this time so far, and he's just this, you know, whisper, basically. The only time we really see him is in Frog's flashback, and now we finally get the chance to fight him and see him and learn a little bit about him. Now, this particular boss fight, it did take me a little bit to figure out. Just all in all, it is kind of a long fight because he's pretty powerful. He's hands down the most powerful boss we've fought so far, which makes sense because they should always be getting harder, but he has all of these elemental attacks that he keeps spitting out, and you have to match his elements. Now, that's particularly difficult because I had no magic spells for Frog, so he couldn't match the water spells, and I had Shadow for Robo, and for whatever reason, Magus almost never switches to his Shadow element. So I had to just smack him and do these, like, you know, 49 damage and stuff like that until he did these lightning attacks, and I could nail him with Chrono's lightning too. Also, I had forgotten that, so the very first thing I did when this fight opened is I attacked with Frog and the Masamoon, and it lowered Magus's magic defense. Well, I don't know what the heck I was thinking, because I totally forgot that, like, immediately after, and didn't use it until much later on in the fight. I realized, hey, maybe I should start knocking this dude's magic attack down. So, basically with the combination of, or not his magic attack, his magic defense. So basically the combination of nailing him with Frog and the Masamoon to decrease his defense, and then hitting him with the appropriate elements, is how you actually defeat Magus. Like I said, he's always been one of my favorite characters, though. He's really cool. He's this, you know, mysterious, dark overlord of these, you know, the mystics. And I always was kind of kind of wondered why, because he looks so human, and they're all pretty anti-human, yet they follow and even worship Magus. I also really, really like Magus because he's just so cool. Later on, you'll see he has like a giant scythe that he uses. He's like this embodiment of the death, archetype, with the four-armed demon in the background. Like, he's just this dark, dark character. I really like him. Now, when I first played this game, and I made it to this fight, so when I was younger, I actually thought that this was the last fight, like the end boss fight. I don't know why. Clearly there's things that are not wrapped up yet, but I definitely thought like this was the creme de la creme here. I was talking to one of my friends recently about this fight and about Magus, and one of the reasons I really like it is this is also the first time that the boss has his own music, and I think it matches the overall tone of Magus's castle in this boss fight so well. This like combination of this dark, eerie castle. This is the first time that we haven't been in like this. Even the future, like, as dark and twisted as it was, had Johnny, whatever his name is, the race car man. Like, everything's been kind of whimsical, and I know Ozzy's been a little bit of that from Magus's castle, but it feels like this section of the game just suddenly got so dark, and the music and the tone in the castle and in this fight just really, really matched that. I enjoyed this fight because it's the first time I feel like I've had like a legitimate challenge. There's been a couple of fights where I've gone in at like partial health and no mana and stuff like that, and those ones, while they've been hard, aren't inherently difficult fights. That was just error on my part. Whereas this one gets legitimately hard. Once Magus hits half health, we'll see this here in a little while. Once he hits half health, he has a move that takes, like, it does like 250, almost 300 damage. And that's enough to, like, drop my guys. And so he gets a lot more terrifying as the fight goes on. He's a really powerful, strong boss. Whereas a lot of the other ones, like, it was obnoxious when Masa and Moon would use Confuse on my characters, but I just don't feel like anybody has had any, like, devastating, powerful attacks that they've dropped on me. I also kind of wish I had Lucca for this fight, instead of Robo. Again, like I said, it would have been nice to have her for the fire aspect. It seems like Magus really liked to switch between lightning, water, and fire, and only occasionally would he flip on a Shadow Bolt, like right there. Oh, fire. It would be really super useful to have Lucca right now, especially because her magic attack was pretty high. And so that would have been super, super useful for this part of the game. Once Magus hits that halfway point, he loses a lot of that physical defense, so I'm able to use some good, solid physical power attacks. But, the first half is easily the most difficult portion of this boss fight. Gosh, I love this. So this is the point where I'm realizing that, oh yeah, Frog drops his magic defense. And once I have that realization, this fight goes a lot faster. All in all, I also really enjoyed this fight because of the length. I felt like I was challenged the whole time, and I had to use my items and use my different skills and different techniques. Because Magus just has a ton of health. Like, you can just keep railing on the guy, and he just keeps going and going and going. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. This was a really cool fight for me. Like I said, this is the first time that I've had to re-record, though. I had a really hard time with balance. So because of how much... Oh, see, there's his lead up for his power attack. Because of how much I loved this fight, I was trying to find a way to not talk through the whole fight. I wanted to have you guys have an opportunity to just see the characters battling and enjoy the, you know, the Magus theme while we're fighting him, and just kind of get involved in the process. But unfortunately, like I said, here's Dark Matter. That was a crazy attack. Yeah, see, 250 damage to Chrono. Yeah, that was a terrifying moment, by the way, when all of a sudden all of my guys are in the double digits. Terrifying. Anyway, so I was trying to find this situation where you guys could be involved and, you know, kind of feel how excited I was about this fight. Unfortunately, it just doesn't, it doesn't translate well. It's fun to watch this game, but unless you're behind the controller in the middle of a fight like this one, it just doesn't translate well. And so it was a really slow, like, drawn out, super awkward, like, long silence episode. It was not gonna get posted. So here we are doing the re-recording, and I'm much happier with the way things were doing. So right now, Magus should have probably about like 2,000 health left. Oh, I think this is... Boom. Yeah, so I lost Frog. I was a little bit worried there too. So I definitely underestimated the power of Dark Matter in this particular episode. Because I lost Frog the first time everybody went down to double digits. Like, this was really kind of a scary portion of the fight once he started using Dark Matter. Fortunately, he always has that Magus risks using a spell before he actually throws down with Dark Matter. So it gave me an opportunity to get everybody healed and ready to go before we would attack. I also got a chance to use the, what is it, Strike Raid, I think, my tri-tech for these three quite a few times. So that was kind of cool. Once everybody got all... Yeah, Triple Raid, that's what it is. Once everybody got all healed, Shablambo! Throw down some serious damage on Magus. And here he goes with his Dark Matter again. Now, if I had realized he was as close to death as he was right now, I might have thrown down another Triple Raid. Because right now, I think he's probably 1,900. He's not very high right now. So yeah, see, there it is. So 1,500 experience, tech points, 300 gil, or 3,000 gil. Oh, what have you done to the Masamune? It's a large-scale energy reaction. Could it be Lavos? Bad timing. Don't wake up on me now. What do you mean? According to my records, Lavos was born here, at this precise moment. You fools! I only summoned him. He lives in the inner earth, absorbing the land's power and growing ever stronger. Then my data must be incorrect. What's going on? Impossible. A gate this large should not exist. If you hadn't shown up... It's an enormous gravity well. Whoa. Talk about trippy. We're not even done yet. Chrono. Chrono. Wake up, Chrono. Honey, you'll be late for work. I'd forgotten how beautiful Lean's bell could sound. Chrono, we can't keep sponging off my dad. Go out and get a job. Chrono! Chrono, 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 Chrono! Chrono awake? Miss Ayla, which means where? Ayla had strange dream. Went to Mystic Mountains. Everyone lie there hurt. I carry back to hut. Magus. Yummy frog? For Ayla eat? Perish the thought, lass. By the way, whither the blue-haired one? Only find you there. Blue hair one more tasty? We hath lost him. If Magus didn't create Lavos, then in what era was it born? Lavos? Not worry now. You rest. Hurt bad. Yeah, in time. Alright, so now we're back to the prehistoric era. Chrono okay now? Ayla busy. Look for Laruba village. Fight reptites together. Destroy reptites, or we no survive. Kino! What happened? Quiet. Chrono rest. Northwood burning. Alright. So, to the Northwood. We're getting ready to gear back up for the prehistoric land. And we'll catch you next episode. No rest for the wicked.